Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 5th to the 11th of May 2025. We begin the week with Pluto turning retrograde. So the big story of the beginning of this year was Pluto moving into Aquarius for the next 16 years. And while this retrograde won't take us back into Capricorn, this is the first one that will be hovering around those beginning degrees. So Pluto turns retrograde at 3 degrees Aquarius and direct in October back at 1 degree. So our first proper retrograde fully in Aquarius of the most outer planet, deepest, most powerful planet, Pluto. In astrology, we tend to focus very much on the Sun and the Moon, and Mercury with its retrogrades, and Venus and Mars, and possibly Saturn at certain points in our lives. But the outer planets carry real importance. So Pluto being our connection to source. Where do we come from? Why did we come here? Where do we go when we leave? Where do we go when we sleep? The other realms. And Pluto is the planet of power and raising our power. So once we start reflecting on those questions, the meaning of life itself, we actually start to connect with our power and our place in the universe. So where is Pluto in your chart? If you've got Pluto at a harmonic angle at the first degrees of an air or a fire sign, then you're going to be reaping the rewards. But don't forget that retrograde means to go inwards, to take a retrospective, to recalibrate, to reconnect, to realign. And if you've got Pluto in an earth or a water sign, especially at the early degrees, this is going to be a bit more challenging, but it will take you into those areas of your chart to find the recalibration and the realignment. So where is Pluto in your chart? What sign is it in? You and your peers will all have the same Pluto sign, as it's a 16-year transit, so it's generational. But which house is it in as well? If you have Pluto in the 10th house, that means you're destined for something great if you apply yourself and you come from your core. If you have Pluto by contrast in the 4th house, that could be a strong male authority figure or building strong foundations after having to find your own power. So a very important planet, well worth some reflection, well worth looking at your own personal connection to source, your deepest spiritual alignment, your wisdom, knowledge and power, while Pluto takes us back inwards. But as we know in these charts, we've got some very good harmonic aspects to Pluto at the moment. We've got Neptune at the beginning of Aries. That's a brand new cycle there for Neptune recently. And we'll soon be having Uranus move into the early degrees of Gemini as well in July. So all the outer planets lining up beautifully, harmonically, taking us into a new spiritual age, refreshing our frequencies and bringing in higher awareness and higher levels of consciousness. So if you'd like to explore your Pluto, I have a video for Pluto on my YouTube channel and a video for each sign. So if you watch the 2 relevant videos for you, then you can tune in and meditate and really get to the depths of your own power planet. Pluto does require deep cleaning, and in Aquarius we've got to be a free and light vessel to receive higher frequencies. So if we are hanging on to anything that's too dense and of the old world, then we can have a clearing out that can be active or revealed to you over the next few months. Clearing out anything that's dense, limited, constricting, not supportive, or even just plain false will be a big theme of this Pluto retrograde. Then it's a fairly quiet week until we get to the end of the week where Mercury moves into Taurus. As the yearly operation, Mercury will be joining the Sun and Uranus, the beautiful spring earth sign of Taurus, which is presence, gratitude, coming from the heart, not the head, slowing down, appreciating, producing and growing. So I feel this can be a week to slow down, to recenter, to meditate, to appreciate, to encourage new growth while clearing out old debris with the combination of Mercury moving into Taurus and Pluto retrograding in Aquarius. Then continuing this week, we've had Venus just pass over Neptune, opening up the earth feminine to the divine feminine in the bright, fresh, vibrant sign of Aries, bringing new energy, new hope and a vision for the future. So some lovely combined energies this week. Slow down, soak it all in, go inwards, tune in. Everything's moving just as it should. The outer planets moving into place to trigger a new energetic way of being, and the inner planets mostly moving quite close together, all direct. And we're starting to get a hint of who we are and why we're here. So the more tuning in, imagining, dreaming and feeling we can do now will mean that starts to lock into place and become practically applicable by the time Saturn crosses over the equinox point around the 25th. So maybe just take the next few weeks to visualize, to feel, to dream, to imagine, lifting blocks, nurturing our soil and tending to our garden. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available, zoehind7@gmail.com, for 1 hour and half-hour astrology, tarot, numerology readings, coaching and courses. I post these videos on my YouTube channel, Zoe Astro, and links on my Instagram, zoehind7, and Facebook, AstroZoe. So wishing you a deep and nurturing week as we move towards the 25th. This is all weeding and watering and preparation, so we can start to feel a very different, higher vibration starting to come through. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.